Hello, RSA Conference 2010. My name is Matthew L. Miller, Esquire, and I'm a Business Development Manager at Forsyth Technology. Before joining Forsyth, I was the Product Manager for Mega-eDiscovery at Guidance Software. And prior to that, I was an eDiscovery Solutions Specialist at Guidance Software. Before I joined Guidance Software, I was practicing as a litigator for Pekar & Abramson in New Jersey. It's the #1 construction litigation firm in the country, and I handled all sorts of heavy highway construction eDiscovery cases. I also worked as a consultant to the AmLaw 200, working specifically on eDiscovery when I was at On-Site eDiscovery. And what I've been able to do is use my perspective to provide an unbiased approach and best practices approach towards eDiscovery, because I've been a lawyer, a contract attorney, an outside vendor, and recently I've been working directly with in-house eDiscovery software solutions. What I try to do is have my clients reduce their risk and implement best practices to streamline the eDiscovery process while saving valuable resources. My co-presenter is Glenn O'Brien. Glenn O'Brien is the eDiscovery Manager for Liberty Mutual, where he has worked for the past 15 years. His previous positions with Liberty include Application Development Project Manager, Business Systems Analyst, and Paralegal. Prior to working at Liberty, he was a paralegal at 2 Boston-based law firms. He has a Master's in Public Administration from Suffolk University and a BA in International Relations from Clark. So, what we are going to talk about is how to realize success when building a Mega-eDiscovery infrastructure. Glenn and I worked together for about 3 years now, with him at Liberty and me at Guidance Software, now Forsyth, helping to get Liberty Mutual set up with a proper and effective eDiscovery process. So what many corporate eDiscovery response processes involve is an upload-based system in which they ask individual users to supply relevant documents to a legal hold. But there are many problems with this approach, because that is reliant on both user interaction and interpretation. It leads to greater potential for missed documents, inaccurate metadata, and would require a huge overhead to index all the collected documents. In order to build a proper eDiscovery response system for your corporation, you must overcome operational challenges of identification, collection, preservation, processing, analysis, and review. What we're going to do is take a close look at the eDiscovery plan for a 50,000 plus device organization, the effects of a mega merger, and the balance that needs to exist between legal, IT, audit, compliance, and IT security. When you walk out of here, you should be able to assess your own network infrastructure implications and considerations while realizing a solution to a successful nationwide eDiscovery technology implementation. You want to be able to determine a working process by consolidating all of these activities into a centralized, policy-driven, repeatable, defensible process. Like many other companies, Liberty initially used a combination of off-the-shelf products not necessarily designed for eDiscovery and manual processes to fill in the gaps. Most of them were utilities used for desktops and server management. Before the focus on eDiscovery, this was probably adequate, but then the volume and the types of materials being furnished started to grow astronomically. All that being said, it was very labor intensive and it would quickly drain resources. So it essentially became a question of how many people do you have to throw at this problem of eDiscovery? Something had to give. And eDiscovery software seemed to be that answer. It's a component of an overall larger effort that enables you to be more proactive in addressing issues. Clearly, the largest measurable benefit has come from their newfound ability to insource functions that used to be performed either by third-party experts like when I was personally working at on-site eDiscovery, that would be like a third-party expert, or to outside counsel, like when I was working at Picard and Abramson, that would have been an example of outside counsel handling the eDiscovery. Now Liberty Mutual is handling it internally. So for them, cost was a huge driver, as was the need to deal with the volume of data. All of this combined, you still need to have and maintain the defensibility of the eDiscovery process along with the cost control. So the process of the long-term eDiscovery program, it's very important. Corporate counsel should view themselves as an integral function of the IT portion of this program. It's definitely not something you can hand off directly. In this session, you will explore initial IT challenges, operational challenges, how to partner internally and externally with the vendors, understanding your infrastructure and understanding the proper project management, and how to systematically collect and preserve user-created data. I think between Glenn and I, we can provide a true and real-life perspective for many different corporations, even if they're small. We're just doing it on a bigger scale with this Mega-eDiscovery infrastructure. We really look forward to presenting. Glenn and I have presented before at other conferences, so we look forward to the opportunity to work at RSA 2010. Thank you so much.